from Forbes breaking news, Biden will drop out of 2024 race. And this is what may happen next. Steve Forbes, who I guess is the founder or owner of Forbes breaking news, but he is saying definitively Biden will drop out, which is absolutely insane. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and it would cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, go ahead and buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link, of course, will be in the description.
Just how will Joe Biden pull out of the presidential race? Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to navigate these turbulent times. President Biden's supercharged State of the Union address a few months ago quieted talk among Democrats about forcing him to drop his bid for a second term. But the quieting was only temporary. The continued pain...
Yeah, okay. That's fair. They actually liked it. They enjoyed that, which is very strange. And I don't obviously remember it word for word, but I don't believe it was that impressive, right? And I wouldn't be behind him ripping up the State of the Union address. So that's weird, right? Oh, no matter what. I mean, this guy could literally, poop in his pants and they would just clap and say he's amazing. They pretend that his State of the Union was so touching and moving. Meanwhile, he's giving some Juneteenth speech where he's slurring.
If you can believe it, banning books about black experience in America.
I mean, he's always slurring so bad. But I guess the point is, when Trump gave the State of the Union, which I guess was his first one or second, I don't know. But when Nancy Pelosi famously ripped up the speech,
the best is yet to come. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
that didn't matter. But then Beau Biden gives a State of the Union, and it's so amazing. And, we thought he was actually going to keel over, but now he should stay in the race. And in fact, the Daily Beast is arguing, Alyssa Farah Griffin of The View, now writing for the Daily Beast, who used to work in the Trump administration, I believe, is saying that convicted convict Hunter is actually good for Beau Biden.
Painfully obvious mental decline of our commander-in-chief has revived widespread public speculation of his withdrawing. A few observers think that this might be the political equivalent of a head fake, lowering expectations for his upcoming debate performance against Donald Trump. That highly anticipated...
Okay, I don't know what he's going to say or how Beau Biden is going to get out of this if that were to even come to fruition. But some people around the internet are saying that even though he said he wasn't going to pardon Hunter, pardon, whatever. He wasn't going to let his crackhead son off the hook. That's what he said. He's going to do that, and that will be his excuse to step down, which is a perfect reason.
The verbal slugfest is barely 3 weeks away. After all, there are rumblings of pushing Biden out before his boffo State of the Union triumph. But the volume this time is more extensive, and the tone more anxious. The fact that several Democrats, almost always off the record, are whispering concerns to the media reveals growing worries about this president's fitness to stay the course for this campaign. Hardly anyone believes he can navigate the rigors of a second term. This, of course, leads to basic questions. Will Biden bow out before the June 27 debate with Trump? Unlike his appearances these days, the president won't be aided by teleprompters. His unscripted remarks are routinely and embarrassingly confused and garbled. Would a combination of anger, which might fuel a temporary clarity of mind, extensive rehearsals, and some exotic elixirs enable Biden to complete a 90-minute debate?
Okay, this guy's obviously really quite old too. And and I'm no shade. I'm not taking shots at this guy. Forbes Breaking News has a lot of great videos, but it is kind of funny hearing him talk about Bo Jiden using the teleprompter when he's obviously reading directly off a teleprompter, which I don't do. Maybe I should, right? Come up with better bullet points and stop coming off the cuff so much, but probably not. I just feel more comfortable this way.
Especially since the likely moderators would be on his side and former President Trump might overplay his hand? Perhaps this is what certain White House aides and the powerful, highly influential First Lady are counting on. It's a high risk, however. A fumbling performance would make a subsequent pullout particularly humiliating. Even if Biden makes it through the June 27 challenge, his continuing decline in public and private meetings will fire up ever-deepening misgivings among voters, knowing a ballot cast for Biden would be a ballot cast for Kamala Harris.
Okay, I have to, who is actually supporting this guy? As far as I can tell, right? You have all the weirdo lefties in New York and California, Oregon, Washington, whatever. Those people don't like him for perhaps all the wrong reasons. But either way, I mean, I don't think they were likely going to vote anyway. I guess it was a handful of 70-plus-year-old people who just can't tell things are completely different, so they just go with what they know. But who was supporting this man? It seems to be only the legacy media. And I could even make the argument that they don't like him, but they know what the job is.
Sooner rather than later, for her to sit in the Oval Office. When Biden steps down, who would replace him? And
Yeah. And just for the record, really quickly, Kamala is actually worse than Bo Jiden. People didn't like her the first time around, right? She even called Bo Jiden himself a racist.
I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing.
Look.
And started laughing about it. Well, I don't know if she laughed about it, but you get the point.
how? He would likely quit the campaign, but not the presidency. Harris would remain vice president. Fevered meetings would follow among Democrats as party leaders would try to orchestrate the anointment of a candidate the way they did in 2020 with Joe Biden to block frontrunner Bernie Sanders. The frontrunner here would be California Governor Gavin Newsom, who's never made secret his lust for the nation's top job. But Democrats may...
Which, I mean, he certainly shouldn't do, right? I mean, Bo Jiden is the system. Scumbag, greaseball, bang your wife, Governor Gavin Newsom is the system light. I mean, we're told over and over again that there's too many old white people in power. And then, of course, he's going to tell you, like, cut your kid's dick off, right? You should be gay. You should abort your babies. Of course, I'm not going to do it because I'm married to a beautiful woman and I have 4 kids, but you should do it.
May conclude his record makes him too vulnerable, and instead would go for an unknown candidate with a cleaner slate, particularly one of their governors, like Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, Wesley Moore of Maryland.
That's actually a great point. This Josh Shapiro guy has been on an absolute tear recently. I think he's even doing was he on the Breakfast Club or something? But he's all around, and he is completely, I never heard of him before until, I don't know, a couple months ago. But he is he is parroting all the talking points, which is incredibly strange because most people don't like it. And for better or for worse, the incompetence, we'll say, of Bo Jiden has exposed that terrible nature of it, right? So the brainwashing, all of the years you put into making people believe that you are the nice guys has been dissolved instantly. For some people, it's because of this war. For other people, it's because of taxes or inflation. It doesn't even matter. But we all can see it now. And maybe that has something to do with social media and the fact that we all have a computer in our pocket. But the 30-plus years of brainwashing has come to a screeching halt.
I think people see the injustice in what happened, and they want to vote for him more than ever.
I know. I wanted to ask you, so it seems like a lot of celebrities are kind of like voting for Trump now. I mean, why do you think people are kind of like changing their way of like...
I think we just did our research and we're just, we're not brainwashed anymore by the left. I can say that about myself. All these years I've been brainwashed, and I'm not anymore.
All that said, this Shapiro guy is still playing all of those cards, trying to get, I guess, some people to like him. And that's actually a good point that I hadn't thought about and hadn't really heard too many other people talk about. But that does make sense why he's been doing the media rounds in, I don't know, recent weeks.
Or Jared Polis of Colorado. A big international financial or military crisis may force Biden out, as he does not have the mental agility to handle such a situation the way John Kennedy did during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Kamala Harris may yet get to sit in the big chair. Either way, Joe Biden will not be the head of the Democratic ticket this November. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening.
Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. So he is saying that definitively. Maybe he knows something, I don't know, but he does bring up a good point with this Shapiro guy. And obviously, if Newsom, I've said this 100 times, but if Newsom gets anywhere close to the levers of national power, it's time, boys. You know what? I'm going to use the image of Bart Simpson in a Hawaiian shirt as the signal to, as that, that's the dog whistle, as they like to say, that it is actually time that this be put to an end.